In this video, it's either going to scare the shit out of you, or you're going to take the next brave steps that you can, possibly to change your future. Because the next 12 to 18 months and beyond are going to give you an absolutely catapulting price jump in US dollars, in fiat currency, for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other crypto assets across the blockchain space. And in this video, I'm just only going to speak about Bitcoin and where we're at today, what potential price levels you could be buying Bitcoin at, where I've set my personal limits at for the next potential trade setups, and of course where we could potentially go down to. It may look scary, but I still need to be very clear with you right here, right now, before we start and jump in. But before I do, make sure you are obliterating that like button on the video and sharing some love right here on this community, because Crypto Bliss community has constantly been with you here. But I know some of my videos are far and few between. I will show you why that is in tomorrow night's video, where we publicly announce one of the world's most beautiful and synonymous deals that has ever happened in the industry that I'm in legal medical cannabis here in South Africa. So before I get carried away there, I want to share with you right now that you need to be part of this community, because no matter how far and few my videos are, clearly if I'm not making that much content, it's because really the markets are doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, we know Bitcoin has just been slightly creeping down, which, as we said here, would be expected. However, as I need to make very clear here to my community, am still remaining extraordinarily bullish over the next couple months, years, and decades. However, maybe in the next few days, few hours, couple weeks, we still pull down just ever so slightly. I see us starting to get much greater bullish momentum going into November, considering we're also waiting and expecting the next interest rate decrease. So all the noise in this industry and in the markets aside, in this video, I'm going to share with you right here, right now, on the Crypto Bliss community, exactly what you should be doing. Now let's start off with the beautiful Bitcoin rainbow chart. Now I have zoomed in exceptionally. Here was the previous halving, and as you can see, our blocks up here really tell us where we're at. Now my friends, this block, would you agree, is this color, that the black line, which is Bitcoin price, is in the still cheap zone right now, currently sitting at between 85,000 and 110,000. Now, bearing that in mind, what it is that I have just shared with you, we could go down to that 85,000 level and a little bit lower and still remain bullish. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I would not expect it, especially considering there is an enormous amount of support within this price zone right here, which really is around the 85 to 90,000 level. Now, shall we move on, considering that the Fear and Greed Index right now, yesterday was 23, today, last week was 24, currently we're 29. We're still in pretty much fear and very much extreme fear moments, and hence why even your banter bubbles, or your bubbles, your crypto bubbles, they're so little, they're green, but they're very little green. Nobody's taking large bets. They're just bite-sizing away at some of these assets right now. So I'm doing that, and you should be DCAing, dollar cost averaging, into your position as the price goes down and as the price goes up. Now, do we do that with your bag of Bitcoin that you want to hold on to? That's up to you, my friend, but I don't. I stack my bag of Bitcoin in my cold storage wallet, in my Ledger wallet. Check my link down in the description of this video and you'll find my Ledger link there, and you can get yourself a discount on that Ledger device. But I store that in there and across other devices, and that's how you should always protect yourself. Those are mine. I'm my own bank now, and then I can use platforms like Avi to lend against it while I still own the asset and get dollars to pay, to live off of, etc. So my friends, you need to just stay with me right here, right now. I'm going to zoom into something that is absolutely critical. We're going to jump into the Bitcoin chart, okay? And then once we've done that, I will show you exactly where my trades are and the positions that I've got. And if I am going to change anything, I will of course do that with you right here. Let's move on. Alrighty, my friends. Now, I'm gonna scare the crap out of you first. Excuse that beautiful, charming language. But I have not checked on this particular chart here, 1 month, and of course this is the Gemini, but it is still the Bitcoin US dollar chart. This chart started in October 2015. Right now, we're not looking that far back on this chart. All I want to do is share with you right now what is going on, where we're at, and what on earth you should be considering right now. Alrighty, so ignore all of these flat lines. You can see here we struggled there and then we eventually broke back up. The same thing here, we climbed up like a massive ladder and then we retested this zone only to break out once again. Now this here is where you need to focus on. Many years ago I've drawn that this was a shoulder, maybe many months ago, a year or a month ago, somewhere around that time. Okay, shoulder, head, shoulder, and we drew that mini pattern down there at the bottom already, right? So you can see where we were on the stochastic RSI as well as the MACD. Now I'd like you to have a look at where we are in terms of price, in terms of stochastic, and in terms of MACD. Okay, now I said to you that I am still exceptionally bullish, but I need to show you something that might consider and give you a clue as to where you could enter. Now, is it going to be, is it really that bad? No. Will it give you a much greater buying opportunity? Yes. And is it going to be a rough percentage and a rough ride? Possibly. But the truth be told, when I share and I zoom in with you right here, right now, okay? Let's just say that this was the plateau of the shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern, right? Now, I took this and I drew this for you. If I pull that right down to there and we get the, you can see there, the head of the measure of the pattern and the move out. And once the pattern breaks out of the cup and handle pattern, have a nice beautiful squiz as to where we are right now. Look at how absolutely crazy perfect we are on this level right here. Now, considering we've had one of the craziest flash outs, and honestly this candle is pointing in a direction you don't want it to be pointing. If the volume decides it's going to close below any of these candles volumes, my friends, we're coming down. And I will show you where that level may be. And it may give us a clue as to where the Bitcoin price could head down. Now, will it do that? No, not necessarily. I'm not saying it will, and I'm not saying it won't. So I'm not being very clear, of course. But I'll tell you why in a moment. Okay? Now, we're at $107,700 right now. If this candle pulls up and we close either quite like a doji or in the green doji or in the green, then I'm going to say to you, yes, we're probably going to, and this is the monthly candle, which has got about 11 or 12 days left, we're probably going to be extremely bullish for November and December. Then I would probably consider a potential of candles like this or even like this coming for the following months. Now, look at where we're at on the stochastic RSI. If I pull the measure down like this, if you have a look at that, that is a downward trend, if you would agree. And then if we have a look at the same peaks and the same price action, if I had to pull that, just something like that right now, you know, that's higher highs on the price action. Now, forget the higher lows in this moment. We've been hitting on this resistance now once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right? We're also coming lower on the momentum stochastic RSI, and our MACD is possibly looking like it wants to cross there over too. Am I saying we're going into a bear market? Hell no, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we have broken out of this cup and handle pattern. Yes, we retested here, but perhaps we need to retest the retest and reset our momentum oscillating indicators. And therefore, I could see us, even if we had to come all the way back down to $70,000, I would expect us to still remain bullish, even though we're creating a little bit of a lower low. We could see a massive flush out here. Now, honestly, do I see that happening? Because really, there's a lot of people that have now put stop losses in this zone over here. And what you would see is that they've got some shorts here. So potentially we have one flush out to pull out the buys that came in here that haven't yet been flushed out of from putting their stop losses below those zones. And maybe we have one more flush down to the bottom. Okay, maybe we even come down to this 90,000. I mean, a very strong areas, that 93,850 to 96,700. That for me is a really, if we zoom in here and we have a really good look, this for me is a healthy pullback, and that for me could tell me that we could possibly come back to that zone, okay, and still remain also in this time frame very bullish, because we would then reset our oscillators, be on a support level, still maintaining higher low structure. And if I have to pull a line to there and there, okay, look at what that gives us right there. So for me, my friends, and you will see in my trades, my targets are about not quite this level, but yeah, I mean, look at this level. What I have is my stop losses are somewhat within underneath this wick, and you know, that's quite a dangerous place. So I would like to add more buy entries all the way down to the 85,000 level. Okay, do I think it's going to get there? I don't. Do I see there's going to be a nice strong wick down here and then a pullback here? Very high possibility, my friends, considering everything that I've just been sharing with you. Now, I want to give you what the downsloping on the RSI and the upsloping on the price action means right here. As you can see this is bearish divergence, okay? Higher price action, even though you're creating higher lows, okay? But lower stochastic or oscillator momentum, lower highs on that. And would you agree that that is what's happening? Higher price, higher lows, and lower price action on oscillators. Now, as I said, I would expect us to pull down to this level, the 96,000. Let's go and have a look at my trades so that can confirm with you where it is that I've placed my bets on where the potential next buying opportunities could be in Bitcoin. And if you'd like me to do a special video for you on Ethereum, and well, actually I'll do Ethereum on here, but then do the others in a short little while in the next couple of videos. Now, before I do so, make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, and if you have been part of the community, make some noise. Let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below. Let's go and have some juicy time in the trading arena. Now, okay, forget the I want to keep plain Jane and simple rain to you. I want to make one thing very clear, that on the Fibonacci from the top to, and in fact that is no longer even the top, that is the top up there, so I'm going to pull that line right there. We are currently at the 0 point, which is $107,000. We've now bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we bounce back up? Because right now you can see us attempting to break out of this area right here. I would say to you that we probably bounce up to this zone and reach a level of resistance, considering that that is now that resistance level right there. If you would agree, let me know down in the comments below. Now, if we do break up higher to this zone, we still have this level right here to get through, my friends. That would mean that we would have to have greater buying volume coming in, and right now within this zone right here, we actually have only sell pressure really coming through from this side of the chart. So I would say to you that we should be very cautious right here right now on placing our bets. You can see that I've placed my limit orders at 102,300, 100,200. Those two, and well, these three trades I've placed in that zone because that is a very strong psychological level, as you can see on the chart here, and you can actually see where it is that those buying opportunities are coming in. So perhaps it comes to the point where there is a double bounce, right? That is a possibility, and you know, this is high. Usually the right wing or the right leg tends to want to go down a little bit, and I'd like to say to you that at the maximum point on this area is sitting down here. Okay, that's at 90 to 91,000. Really, if we were to go any further down than that, okay, my friends, I would say probably a scare in the market could pull us down here. I mean, that could just whoops, and then, I mean, honestly, I think you would see the craziest V-shaped recovery at that point. I don't see that happening, so I want to say to you, there could potentially, because honestly, this is the next strongest level of support right here, and as you can see, that happened across that area, which broke us out of this W pattern, which Bitcoin likes, which was your V-shaped recovery anyways. So I would expect us to pull down to at least this zone where I've had my buys. Now, my stop losses are probably somewhere around the 85 to 83,000 area, giving me a little bit of room to breathe under this horizontal blue line right here. Okay. Could it come any lower? It could, my friends. I'm not saying it couldn't. Now, why would it come down there? Just because it wants to flush the last liquidity and scare the shit out of the market, scare you into selling your Bitcoin to them nation states and so on and so forth. Don't be fooled. Just position yourself and buy on the way down, and then you know, position your entries so that you can benefit on the way back up. Because if we had to do some measurements, my friends, from where we are down to my entries right now, even my bottom entries, an 8.6% move. Don't be afraid of an 8.6% move. Even if you were to come down there, that's a 15% move. Bitcoin does that in volatility quite frequently, and you can do it in a day. I mean, we had just recently a $20,000 candle, right? That's the biggest ever in history. So don't be scared. Just buy on the way down. Buy when it's red. Buy when it's in the fear. Like I've been saying to you, we're in fear. The bubbles aren't moving much. Buy in the red while we're in the state of fear. And at the end of the day, I'd like to say to you that I believe these entries are decent. If we do go further down, my last entry of position probably going to be around 94,000, my friends. That will be my last entry, and I will add to that if I do see that price breaking structure here, because I don't believe that it's going to stay under this area for very long. If it does go down there at all, I honestly see us pulling boom hard back up, and very likely quite quickly back up to at least 110, and then it's going to liquidity hunt up at the 127,000 area, because that is now officially where all of the shorts have been put in, and the shorts are well in profit. So I'd expect us to turn around very, 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 very shortly, my friends. I don't know, it could be days, it could be just a week or two, but just be patient, DCA. And honestly, thanks for being here with me on the Crypto Bliss community. I truly appreciate you always, and I am grateful for your patience with me. Tomorrow night, you'll know why I am so busy, and thank you for being here with me once again. We'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed.